What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If we're live, because it's glitching on YouTube lately, but we are live. So welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to oh my god, another therapy session. It's been like 11 weeks straight now that we are talking about. Uh, I don't know what we're talking about, but let's see how the flow of the show will go. With me is Norbert. Malik is smart enough not to join. No, he's busy, but I think he's more than happy to be busy right now. How are you doing today?
Hey, yeah, I'm having my what is it, Easter holiday? So 4 days week. Let me not what is it? Friday and Tuesday next workday. And finally I have a new hobby. I want to build video games, and I just started to mess with some 3D models and shit. So I was enjoying that, and not thinking about Juve too much.
Yeah, I think we all need a new hobby. Like this was actually my hobby, but it's not working out. It's not working out. The hobby is causing me stress. It's causing me stress. But we will talk about it. We failed to win again. Actually, we lost. I think I lost Norbert for some reason, but I'm gonna keep on. We lost again. Rob, let me see. Okay, you're
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Not sure what happened.
Yeah, we lost again. I'm gonna say. Or actually, we didn't win again. I will say it like that. We didn't win again. That's 9 games with 1 win. I I don't know even know. Excuse me. I don't know how to break down that game. If I'm being completely honest, I think we're going around in circles. Trying to break down
Yeah,
actually what's happening on the pitch. I think the big takeaway of yesterday was, or like what I think is like sack him. I think I'm actually like I'm not surprised, but I woke up and I was extremely disappointed that there was absolutely nothing, and that's why the title of the show Weak Club. It's weak. It's absolutely weak. There's not even a leak from a good source. Like nothing.
yeah.
That is weak. Like it's absolutely weak, and we can blame Allegri, we can blame the players, but now we need to sit back and look at the club as well because they're part of it right now. They're absolutely part of it because no serious club, and actually a serious club would have told Allegri yesterday, talk to the media, but do not come back tomorrow. It's done. Like it's done. It's just whatever. And when I said that, there was an immediate response of, it's a risk. I don't know what risk is bigger than 1-9. Like we are on pace for the next game to do 1-8. That's the pace we're on. So what risk is there? I'm so confused. Like nobody could explain to me what the risk is of sacking Allegri now. Somebody might be able to do that. Maybe you can. I don't know what the risk is. The risk is 1 win out of 8. Like that's the pace we're on. So what is worse? 0 win out of 8? Either way, you're out of it. Like 1 win or like that's the pace we're on. And I woke up and I wasn't surprised, but I was disappointed. I was like, maybe there was a slight chance that there was something. And there are slight rumors that if he loses on Tuesday, it's done. It's bullshit. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. The club is sitting there and they are praying. It's Easter. They're praying. They're actually praying today. That's what they have done all day because that's the only way you're getting out of this mess. So maybe you want to talk about the game, but I don't even know like what to discuss at this point. I don't know what to discuss.
Yeah, yeah. We can say the same things again. The Shio started like that's like I don't even know. And then there was the perfect opportunity to play Chiesa and Yildiz together from the start. Um, because even if, for example, because we didn't play 4-3-3, we played 4-2
Yeah.
whatever, 4-2-1-2 or something. Like there was Miretti was a trequartista, so Yildiz could have been perfect there, for example. But no. Other than that, no passion, no nothing. As we saw after the game, it's okay. You can laugh after Rabiot and Allegri as well. We're laughing. after losing to a team that is like a rival, but not a rival in a way of, like big team, but like a rival of like Lazio. We should beat Lazio. Lazio is the team we need to beat. The teams in Roma we need to beat. We can't really lose to them, and we did. And then the fan base as well, with all this going after Miretti, going after Sekulov, and not mentioning McKennie and all the others, and and then Danilo after like the Unity post again. Like it's a complete mess. And Giuntoli as well. I don't know what is he waiting for, sacking Allegri. Like there is no risk. There's absolutely zero risk. Like anyone could do this. You already said. We already said it many times. This is on the leadership now. What is happening? Like even a small club is sucking the coach after a series like this. Like Chelsea, I mentioned it many times, I think, but they sacked Tuchel after what is it, Dinamo Zagreb 1-1 or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is getting out of control, and there is absolutely zero risk. And at this point, because I'm so desperate, I say let's bring Conte in, because I think only with his crazy energy we can do something. We can save the season, and I don't know. I could watch him next season as well, but it's really desperate times, honestly. Like I don't think I experienced anything like this in the past. What is it, 15 years or something? Even Serie B, like when we got down, okay, but then we played well and we got back. Well, not well, but it was like
We
wasn't
play.
this
We
bad, I
play.
swear.
We play much better than now. We did.
Yeah.
We play much better than now.
So I'm super desperate, and I really don't understand what is happening, really.
Yeah. Like I said yesterday, if this is Salernitana, the coach is sacked. The coach is sacked because they are like, we need to do something. We want to stay in Serie A.
Yeah,
That's basically the same situation. You need to do something because you
exactly the
want to
same.
stay in top
Yeah,
five. Like that's the same situation right now. It's like we have a relegation form. I'm still. I don't think people grasp the situation. I don't think they do. I will paint the picture on Sunday, and this stream actually still online. By the way, is it still online? Are you watching the
I think
stream?
so. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
watching it. Yeah, yeah,
because I have some issues on my end. I'll paint the picture for everyone on Sunday, when we kick off against Fiorentina, Bologna could be ahead of us. They could be
yeah,
ahead of us. They probably will be ahead of us looking at the games they play. Roma, all those teams, they could be 3 points away from us. With a game in hand, Atalanta. That could be happening. Like it's actually real. And if these players, the manager, whatever, are in trouble right now dealing with pressure, imagine that type of pressure.
yeah,
It's done. Like if you do not do anything, it's done. And I know what they try to do today in the media and spin it. And on Sunday, no, on Sunday, on Tuesday, it's gonna be Vlahovic, Chiesa, and Yildiz. I don't care. I absolutely do not
yeah,
care. It's not who. It's not the setup right now. It's done. Like that's not. And to make it even worse, I don't care about winning the Coppa Italia. I'm being completely honest. It's insane and it's sad that I'm needing to say I want top four more than Coppa Italia. Why?
yeah,
Because we need that money, and the next coach is set up to. He's set up to fail right
yeah.
now because Allegri's leaving a complete mess behind. Now imagine that mess with no money at all. I'm more worried. I'm gonna celebrate quote unquote top four Champions League football over the Coppa Italia because if you finish out of the Champions League pace and the Coppa Italia, the next couple of years we are done. I'd rather have the
Yeah.
top four right now, the Champions
So
League, than the Coppa Italia because the next coach, he's set up to fail. He's set up to fail, and it's bad. I'd rather have that right now.
so so if we make Champions League, what do you think? How far are we from competing in Europe? Like 5, 6 years, you think?
Miles, but I don't I like.
If
I don't,
if we make it, if we don't make it, it's like 10.
yeah, I don't like people. You know what it also is? People are like, oh, we're not gonna do anything in the Champions League. I know. I don't care. I know the
Yeah,
situation of the club, but we need that money to get back up there. We need that money.
yeah,
I'd rather have that than the Coppa Italia right now because if you it's short-minded. I'll take both, obviously. We need both, and we should be getting both. But the reality is not that right now. It's not that.
What is the Champions League money? 60 to 80 mil, right?
It will be
Depending on
close. It
how
will
we
be
do.
something like that. Usually, being Juve, it will be
Yeah.
it should be depending on how far you go. But there's more money in it this season, so I'm assuming like there are more games. You're just gonna hit that kind of as you usually do, basically. But we need that money. Like the Coppa Italia, I don't care about that. People are worrying about us not playing the Super Coppa. Good. I don't want to go across the world mid-season to play
Yeah.
what, like a tournament, a friendly tournament. I don't want to do that. I don't care about these things.
With the 100 or 200 people in the stands.
Yeah, like
Also.
I absolutely do not care. I don't care about these things. Like people are worrying about the wrong things right now. And then post game, I will read out the comment in a sec, people. A post game, I think fans, again, like you said it with the Miret, like Sekulov. I knew when he came on, and I tweeted immediately. I said people are gonna scapegoat. They're gonna say, and that was
Yeah.
before the goal. Oh, but he had Sekulov. What now? People are blaming Vlahovic. He didn't need to play Sekulov. Nobody cares about Sekulov, and people are like pushing the narrative. Oh, see where you play youngsters. Nobody knows Sekulov. He's not a good player. Like nobody told Allegri to put him on. He subbed off Chiesa. Nobody like. I think everybody was watching, and I was like, wait, what?
That's
Like what?
crazy.
He's talking about they traveled across America. Did they look tired? I saw Cambiasso come off. He was pissed. He didn't look tired. He was pissed. I think he was pissed that he first needed to play completely out of position. Also, he refuses to change things, but he changes things up to play De Chilio, to sub him up at halftime after a rubbish first half. Not that anyone was expecting anything else, And then he pulls off Chiesa and Cambiasso. I think everybody was sitting there and it was like, you're sabotaging this on purpose right now. You're actually helping. You're helping. You know it's bad when you have Inter fans, Inter journalists coming out and saying, I feel for Chiesa in that first half. And people are like, oh, he was rubbish. Who's going to be good? If he needs to pick up the ball, beat 4 players, look back, and there's absolutely nobody strolling, to help him out. What do you expect? Rabiot in the first half, I remember in and around the box, he instead of booting the ball away or controlling it, he just lets it bounce and he looks at Miretti and he's like, you do it. And Miretti was completely out of position. Like, it wasn't his job to do something. He made it work, but I was like, you're a pussy. Like, I'm just going to call it what it is. Get out of the club. I don't care.
Yeah.
Get out of this club. Because these are the players people are repping. Rabiot, rubbish. He's a rubbish player. Like, I'm done with it. One good season, and people are hyping the shit out of it. It's ridiculous. And to top it off, I've needed to read people talking about Miretti has been a disgrace of the last recent years. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick. You watched 3 seasons of this, and you're talking about Miretti. Get out.
Yeah.
Leave with him. Leave. Because if that's the craziest agenda. Like, people think I have a Danilo agenda, and you can think that. I don't rate him as a player, but I do not put the blame of the last 3 seasons on Danilo. You know how insane you need to be to talk about Miretti is one of the disgraces of recent memory. You know how insane that sounds when you have Rabiot on 7.5 million playing 1 good season out of 5. Nobody talked about that. Danilo, I will name it, being on more money than Chiellini. Let that sink in. Danilo is on more money than Chiellini. He's not even half the player. These things are normal, but people want to talk about Miretti, a player who needs the ball and had 8 freaking touches in the first half, gets pulled again. These are the priorities certain people have. And that's why we're going no place. And I'm not even saying here Miretti should be a starter or Miretti is a top player right now. I'm not even saying that. People are talking about he's a replacement of Dybala. He need to show up. When? I missed that. I missed when he became Dybala's replacement. I really missed that. I don't know where I was, but I missed that memo. I didn't check. Like, people are losing their minds, blaming Sekulov. I don't want to blame Sekulov. Goes on blaming Sekulov, all of them. He's not a defender. What do you expect him to do? I expect Chiesa. I I expect McKennie and Locatelli to close down Guendouzi's cross. Easy. An easy thing to do. It starts there. Those are the experienced players. They messed up. I'm not looking at Sekulov because he was confused as hell. I think he was like, what the hell am I doing here in the final
Yeah, he's a
minutes?
Serie C player. Of course, he will not know what to do. And I'm sorry, it's not his job to defend inside the box. He's what did he play? A second striker or something? Like, no,
I don't know what he
it's
played. It was
insane.
pointless to bring him on. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna read
Yeah,
out the comments really
yeah.
quickly because it was delaying. Sorry, they're all coming in right now. Let me wait. Let me make it a bit bigger because I cannot read. Anthony saying I would have fired Allegri after the home game against Benfica last season. Clearly, there's no accountability at this club anymore. He's officially ruined his reputation at the club. This is not Juve. People make excuses again. I'll repeat it because I don't think some that do not want to listen. Nobody is saying Allegri needs to win the title. Nobody. Nobody is saying that. When people are like, oh, but the next coach is not going to win the title. Nobody's asking the next coach next season to win the title. We're not idiots. Nobody is that stupid. We are just saying that is rubbish. There's no improvement. There is nothing. There's nothing. We've been watching these games for years now. And yesterday I was watching that game. I was like, there's absolutely no chance we're scoring today. We can play 1,000 minutes. We are not scoring. Towards the end, I had a feeling we were gonna concede. I had that feeling. And it did happen. 3 years in, and there's absolutely nothing. He had Dybala, he had Di Maria, he had Bernadeschi. Like, name the player. He had Paredes, he had Chiellini, he had Bonucci. Name the squads. It's the same. There is no clear plan. And I have people coming out, journalists, saying, "Oh, but he's not a coach to guide players. He's a manager. He needs players with high IQ who can just figure it out." I'm like, 9 freaking mil to do nothing? Like what are we even talking about right now?
Yeah, it was a mistake sacking Pirlo, honestly. I think all he needed is time. And now here we are.
Calvin is saying we were 19 points ahead of sixth after beating Lecce.
Yeah,
Manto, what is it now? 9? And they have a game in hand, Atalanta?
yeah, yeah.
That's what it said. That's what it said. On Saturday, it could be 6. Excuse me, it could be 3 with a game in hand. Pressure. And we play Fiorentina. Milan sacked Allegri in 14 because he had a record of 2-8. I remember that. Sacking Allegri 3 years overdue. Biggest mistake this club in history was bringing him back. A second Pirlo. This club needs an Easter miracle. They need more. Anthony saying, I agree with you yesterday, Ali. This argument that we can't sack him without a long-term replacement is rubbish. If anything, a signal must be sent that this cannot be tolerated. I don't know, shit. Kind of caught me off guard. But yeah, I agree. There's nothing long-term. It's 8 games now. It's 2 months to get in the Champions League. That's the long-term now. That's it. Do not think about the summer. Forget about it. That's what you need to focus on. Getting top 5, basically, at this point. That's the only focus.
There is no, there is no future without making. I mean, obviously there is future, but like short-term future is completely gone if we don't make top 5.
But even like people are like, oh, you bring in caretaker in of whoever. What about next season? Do not worry about next season. Worry about getting top 5. That's the worry right now. That's like baby steps, basically.
Yeah, that's why I said I would take even Conte right now because it's essential that we make top 5. Like there is nothing more important right now.
Danilo yesterday had an absolute stinker. Like it was unreal how bad he was. He was poor. But I don't want to make it a Danilo show. Whatever. Like
everyone was bad.
Everybody was bad. You know, the funny thing is, I think like 10 minutes in, people were shitting on Bremer. Oh, you cannot be in a back four. Ended up to be the best player on the pitch for us again.
Yeah.
He just needed some time to adapt to play top in a back four. It wasn't flawless, but hey, he figured it out.
There was no issue with Bremer.
He figured it out.
There was no issue.
In the first 10 minutes, I agree. He was looking around and it was all new and he needed to figure it out. Yeah. But he figured it out extremely quickly and people disappeared after that. Nobody was shitting on him again, but he figured it out. You know what? Because he's a good player. He will figure it out. He will figure it
Yeah.
out. But certain players will never figure it out. Danilo, Rugani, they were poor yesterday. They were poor. They were really poor. It is what it is. Um, if you don't make top five Champions League, this is the worst collapse in football history. Well, for this club, it is easily. What pisses me off is the fact that nobody in management says anything. That's actually like I'm boiling deep down inside. I really am. Are you regarding Andrea Agnelli? Sadly, I am the current management is a joke. He put us in this situation. Like he
Yeah.
gave.
Yeah.
Like I know what people are trying to do, and I get your point because he spoke up at least. But he sat there last season when we lost against all these teams in the Champions League, got embarrassed, and he did nothing. And he gave him the contract, and so
Yeah.
I don't know. Like we are in this situation also because of him. All the good things he did, at least he spoke up. But I don't think even he was gonna sack him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I'm so disappointed because I thought Alcon told Juntuli figure it out. But I have a feeling it's still not 100% sure because if it is like that and Juntuli's sitting there and being like, I don't know, man. I cannot trust you anymore. I cannot trust you.
Yeah. At this point, I just want us to lose on Tuesday bad. So maybe that that make them sack him, so we can actually get some points on the weekend or something. I don't know.
I will go back what I said. I want to win the Coppa Italia. But if we win the Coppa Italia and we don't qualify for Champions League,
Yeah,
I'd rather take the
that's for
Champions League.
nothing.
It sounds ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous, but for the long-term future, we need that. We absolutely need that because whoever comes in he's already in a mess. With no money, he's screwed. Juntili is screwed as well. You're gonna get signings as well. Those are the players you're gonna get.
Yeah, but if he won't sack Allegri, then basically it's his own fault at the end of the day. But I don't know how much freedom he has regarding this.
That's
Also,
that's my worry right now. It really is.
yeah, yeah,
I honestly
yeah,
thought midway through this terrible run that top four is more at risk with Allegri than without him. I don't get why anyone wants him to stay. I, I, I don't know. I honestly don't want to see Rabiot play another minute for this club. Um, Apex saying, this is it, it's over, bring in Conte, Danilo. If you lose against Lazio in the Coppa, do you think they would sack him? As one of the owners said, Coppa Italia final was a big deal. No, I don't think they will. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't. Like, why would it, like, what are they waiting for? Like, are they
yeah.
gonna think something's gonna change between Sunday and Monday? Like, no. So there's no proof that they're gonna sack him. So no,
But did you see Giuntoli's face? They showed him like
no.
one time during the game, and he was like completely like, "What is happening?" He didn't. I don't think he saw anything like this before. How we played yesterday.
But that's what I said. People say, "Oh, Montero's not a good coach." I agree. I don't think he's a good coach.
We don't really know.
Yeah, but like from what I've seen and the way they play,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
great. It's not. There's no real idea.
Under
However,
19, what is it, like seventh or eighth or something? Not
yeah,
not too good.
it's all over the place. They don't have an amazing
Yeah,
squad. I get it, like talent wise, but
yeah,
at least it would just be a new voice for these players. A kick up their whats, and maybe he will be like, and I'm just making it up. Rabiot, nah, you're not starting. I'm done. Like you're not starting. Maybe we'll send out an example, something like send a shockwave through that locker room because these players are not responding to Allegri, or they're actually responding to Allegri, and this is what has been asked. I'm not sure, but I have a feeling they're not responding. They're not with him, and that's an issue because we need to win games. Like we need to win at least 5 out of the 8 games, at least. And I say 5 because you play Bologna and you play Roma. So you need to win those 2 games, and you play Milan, but whatever. But like, you play those 2 games, you need to win those 2 games. Allegri's talking about we will get Champions League even on the final day. I'm like, wow, like you were 1,000 points ahead. Now you're talking about on the final day scraping top 4 because like I've watched Atalanta play, they're not slowing down. I've watched Bologna play, they're not slowing down. I'm watching Roma play, they're not slowing down. They're not
yeah,
slowing down. So we need to beat those teams. I know they play each other, I think, once. I think Roma play Atalanta or Roma play Bologna. I'm not so sure. Roma have a tough schedule. We have a tough schedule. Atalanta and Bologna have an easy schedule,
yeah.
But we
But
need to win
also
5
like
games. Which games are we gonna
Sorry.
win? Like really quickly, do you
Yeah.
think we can beat Fiorentina, Torino, Roma, Milan, Bologna? I don't think we can
After
beat
this series,
Salernitana at this point.
yeah, we can. We will not beat them. Nothing. No one. We will not beat anyone in the last 8 games if we play like this. There is no way. Like what? Why would be different? The Salernitana game or Cagliari away or something. Why would those games be different? Like nothing shows us that it would be. And I just wanted to say that De Rossi, we don't know if he's a good coach, but he just brought a new energy. Like
That's it.
everyone had enough of Mourinho, and he brought some new ideas, and it works. And maybe next year they will suck, but this year, because it's new energy and they needed a spark, it works. That's what we need.
Yeah, and somebody's saying De Rossi is also not a good coach, but still has charisma and a legend status. Excuse me. Probably Montero will kick some asses, and they would start running. Like I think, yeah, like that's the basic at this moment in time. It's the
Yeah,
basic. You know, even the basics are not really there. If we sack Allegri, also the players can't hide behind Allegri anymore. We have nothing to lose. It's crazy. We know certain players are not good enough. We know certain players are underperforming. But this is 3 years. This is not about one game anymore. Like that's the big difference, you know. Fiorentina will cook us next week. They play really well against Milan. They did. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't have lost that game. To be honest, they play a high line and like high line. The back line doesn't set up well. That's why they lose a lot of games lately. You know. But somehow, some way, we will find a way to not exploit that as well. Their back line
yeah.
is broken. Like they're completely out of shape when they're high up the pitch. You know, that's how you can look it up. That's how they concede a lot of goals.
Like
But we will find a way to not do anything with that. So don't worry about that.
I saw graphics. I think you retweeted it about how Lazio and possession and stuff
Yeah,
doing, and I saw 3 down, like down points in that on that graphics, and one was they played Genoa at home, I think.
I think it was
They played
Genoa.
Verona away, and that was us. And everyone else had a lot more the ball, like you know, and it was like crazy.
It
Like we
was.
are at that level, and our form is at that level as well. We would be relegating.
We would. Um, 95% on your poll to sack Allegri. Amazing question. Who's that 5%? Probably the Inter fans on this
There's
channel. There's no
always a
way.
few percent.
There's no way. Like you can be the biggest Allegri inner. There's no way you're still backing this. Like there's absolutely. Actually, I've not seen the guys who are backing. They're now saying, "I knew this was coming. Everybody must be happy." Nobody's happy.
Haha.
Like
Yeah.
nobody is happy about this. Do we sound happy? Like people think like we're winning. We're not winning. Like we're losing. Like we're literally losing.
I love Juve. I don't hate Allegri. I love Juve. That's the problem. I love Juve. I don't care about the coach per se. You know, like I don't hate Allegri. It's just we are bad. So he needs to go. It's not hate. It's like he needs to go. We're bad.
I don't even want to lose on Tuesday. I want to win. I want to win, and I want the club to say still goodbye. That's what should be happening. It shouldn't be we lost and now you're out. Like nobody's asking us. Like I don't know. Like it's crazy, but whatever. We should have intervened in Lazio's move for Tudor. He's a coach I've really wanted at Juve. I was a big fan of his at Hellas, of his Hellas side. He's a Juve sample and understands what it means to be at Juve. I think the club wants should be go like I don't know what they want at this point. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
By the way, if you don't qualify for Champions League, well, 3 years without Champions League, 22, PhD 25 September. Yeah. If we don't qualify, it's a complete disaster financially. And you know it's bad when even Chesney talks about economics. I couldn't believe what he said. Like he was talking about economics. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I don't want to be in that locker room because if they are talking about economics in the locker room, then yeah, I understand why we're being this poorly. You know, and even Chesney, at least he comes out and he said it's embarrassing. Only one win, last seconds against Frosinone. This is not Juve standard.
He should be the captain
But you cannot say that
at this
because
point.
then people will say, "Oh, but look at Danilo's Instagram post." Danilo never comes out and say one win against Frosinone is shocking. If you don't believe in the title, go play five aside. He doesn't make those statements. He makes the statements Allegri makes. It's just copy paste.
Yeah.
I don't want that rubbish. I hear that from Allegri every single week. I don't want to hear that from you as well, especially not after a bad performance from you yourself. So it's a good thing you didn't spoke, because I think that would just be like insult on the wound even more. I have a feeling Coppa Italia
Yeah.
is his last chance. I made a video on his last chance tomorrow, because I'm gonna spoil it. Sources, people who are in Torino based, who only speak on certain things if they hear it wrong. They do not transfer news. They don't do this stuff. They said if he loses on Tuesday, it's done. So I made a video on that, but I will spoil it. You probably will win on.
No
You will
Molo,
prob
or
No, somebody else,
who
but
was
like
that?
a
Mm.
few others. They'll probably win on Tuesday. By the way, they'll probably find a way to win, and they'll probably mess it up in the league when it really matters, when we absolutely need it. They will do that, but it shouldn't be
Yeah.
like that. Like it shouldn't be. Oh my god,
And you know
I'm so.
why? Because Tuesday he will be daring. Tuesday he will have balls to do, I don't know what. He will put some crazy. Maybe he will put all three. Yildiz, Chiesa, Vlahovic up front, and I don't know, and something he will tell them that, listen, this is whatever, you are Juventus and Coppa Italia, and I don't know, something crazy. Uh,
Usually the Coppa Italia,
uh,
we show up. There's no pressure. It's all freely.
yeah, yeah.
Um, let's see. Do you think you will stick to the 4-3-3 or go back to a 3-5-2? I
Doesn't
don't.
matter.
It doesn't really
Doesn't
matter
matter.
right now. Like the mindset is just complete off. It doesn't matter what formation we're playing, because if he changes formation, he plays the Chilio and he plays Cambiasso out of position, and people are like, "Oh,
Instead of
why are we so bad?"
Cambiaso left back, and let's say Ealing Junior as a left winger, and maybe Chiesa as a right wing, that would have been perfect. But no.
Yeah, man. I cannot believe he played the Chilio. Like, it's still. I'm still
Poor
grasping it, because
Jalo.
I was watching on a Belgian network, and even he was like, "How? Like, where did this came from?" He was like, "I didn't even knew he was fit. Like, it's insane. Like, if you want to give the Shilio minutes, sub him in. What was the point of starting it knowing he cannot play more than 45 minutes?" And actually, I think he pulled it off because he was rubbish. Not that he couldn't play.
Yeah,
He was rubbish. No surprises, but it was rubbish. Somebody said, and it wasn't a Juve fan, he said, if it weren't for Allegri, he would be playing football for Genoa or Udinese all his career. And I'm like, yeah, you're
yeah.
right. It's insane that he's at the club. I cannot believe that he's at the club. I cannot believe that he's at the club. But people overlook these
It's
things.
his. You cannot convince me that he's not his son. That Shio is not Allegri's son. You cannot convince me. I'm sorry.
It must be, because there's no coach playing the Chilio. Like,
And
how
yeah,
can you change formation and be like, you know what? I'm gonna play the Chilio. I'm gonna play Cambiaso, right? And to top it off, how can Jundili be sitting there and be like, yeah, this is great.
yeah, I like
Like,
this.
this is going
Yeah,
the right direction the last couple of weeks. It's not. The only way we get top five, or let's say four, because top five is not the done deal. It should be, but it's not a done deal. Is other teams dropping points at home against Empoli and Udinese and all those teams for some weird reason, and Chiesa and Vlahovic figuring it out up top there, doing it solo like Vlahovic did. Somebody was talking about Vlahovic today. Again, oh, he was rubbish. I'm like, if it wasn't for him, he would have been sacked. He should have been sacked. If it wasn't for Vlahovic, the run wouldn't be
yeah,
1-9. It would have been 3-16 or something. Like, let's be real right here. Like, let's keep it real. And yes, he was doing his job, but for people to sit there and be like, after 3 years, and be like, man, Vlahovic is a disgrace, and Miretti in recent memory, I'm like, you're insane. You're not real. Like, you cannot be a real person. You can rate Vlahovic or you cannot rate Vlahovic. I have no problem with that, by the way. But to say that that's the disgrace, Miretti, after 3 seasons, you want to talk about Miretti. You want to sum it up into, look at Miretti. Insane. Insane, but you know what? This fan base never fails to surprise, and
I hope. Yeah,
It
I
I,
don't know.
I don't know. Like I don't know how you can still make excuses.
Yeah,
I'm baffled at this point. I'm really baffled. And again, not surprised but extremely disappointed that the club, not even a leak, like not even a leak from a good journalist, like nothing, like nothing. 13. Somebody saying 13 points in 10 match days. Do you guys think this was the first 10 matches of the season he would have been sacked? No, 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 no. I wouldn't. They will be like, oh, there's time enough to turn it around. That's how they would have been looking at it. And now they're like, oh, we need more, a couple of wins. Somebody said we need 11 points. I still do not get it. Is it like, that's the threshold? I don't get it. Like it's 20. What is it? 28 games, 24 points. I think it's 8 games, right?
I guess. Yeah, I guess the league is so hectic that it can happen that all the other teams will drop points, and that's how they count the 11. But
Atalanta and Roma play midweek. They will win more points than us playing once a week. I can bet money on that. They will do. We play one game a week and we look unprepared every single week. How? That's an accomplishment
yeah,
in itself, by the way. That's like, imagine if we played 2 games a week this season. Like, imagine that.
we
Come
will be
on.
mid-table. We will be like 10th, 11th or something.
Hasta saying we need 11 points if we rely on other teams dropping points, but still, like, there's no mathematic. Like, they're just made up that
Yeah,
Roma and Atalanta are gonna
yeah.
drop X amount of points. Like, I know Allegri's talking about it, but like, stop it. It's insane. We have to pray Salerno pull off an Easter miracle tomorrow. Who did he play? Did he play Bologna away? I don't know. I think
Yeah, I
Bologna
have no
play
idea.
early. Is it? Let me see. Let me quickly check because they play very early. Oh, they play away to Bologna. They're gonna get smoked. Like, they're down. Like, Salernitana are
Four
done.
nothing.
Yeah, like they're done. What is Salernitana? 14 points. They're done. Like they're 11 points off. Staying, like, they're done. Salernitana are done. They're playing Serie B
Maybe they
football.
will play freely. They will play freely. No,
Yeah,
no
they're gonna
stress, no
get smoked.
nothing.
They're gonna get smoked. They're gonna get absolutely rolled over. So that's that.
Yeah,
I don't know who Roma played. Probably Udinese or something. Uh, yeah, but they were without Zirkzee away to Empoli and they still found a way.
doesn't matter. This is the system. Like Mota's system, it doesn't matter basically. At the end of the day, who plays. They need a semi technical striker up front, and that's it. Like it doesn't matter if it's Xerxes or no.
No, and Roma play Lecce as well at home. That's 4-1 or something. Like, they're scoring goals for fun. Roma, like, they're just not gonna stop. Like, we need 78 points to qualify automatically. So 19 more points. Okay, so not 11, like I said, I guess, right? Or does that count? You beat Roma and you beat Bologna, and that's like 6 points off. I don't know, something like that. 19 points.
Maybe
Like,
how?
19 points. That means you can drop nine. No, wait. You can drop 5 points if everybody else
Yeah,
wins, which is not the case because you play Roma and you play, uh, excuse me, Bologna. You know, you play these teams,
yeah.
so it's not like that. But still, let's say you need 15 points. And you
I
need to beat
think
one of them. Like, how are we gonna get 15 points out of
I think
the
we're
next
gonna have
fixtures?
like 8 points maximum.
I think that's already massive. Like, at this point, if we get
Yeah,
8 points, and 8 points means probably beating Monza and beating Sanitana,
yeah,
scraping
and
a
two
draw
draws against
against
someone.
Torino, maybe a Fiorentina at home, and that's about it.
Something like that. Yeah,
It's insane that we are sitting here and actually discussing that. It's insane.
yeah.
If I was a Man U fan, I wouldn't care because I knew we had money enough. I wouldn't care. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter if we get
Yeah,
Champions League. We have money.
the
We will
TV
buy
TV
players.
deals are crazy. Yeah,
Yeah. So, but we need to think about these things. It's so bad that even Chesney is thinking about these things. That means that locker room is talking about economics and stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah, but I think Chesney, you know why? Because when they sat down with him, talk about, okay, you want to stay, okay, but you need, we need to make less, like we need to pay you less, and then maybe told him, we're doing kind of bad, and then and he's
Probably,
just saying it out
probably,
loud now. Yeah.
probably. People, 40 people in, only 18 likes. So hit the like button now. We're getting closer to 5K as well. Also appreciate the people who are coming back after unsubscribing because they thought I was
Wow.
negative, and now they're coming back say I was wrong. And I don't want to be right or wrong. I was just giving my opinion, what I believe, and that's about it. Because if we were winning, nobody would like me as well because I will be unbearable. I would, but we're not winning. So I remember when we were winning games late and people were like, why are you not hyped? I was like, I'll take the win, but
That's why.
and I wasn't even expecting this, but I was expecting a drop off. I was like, it's not good enough. It's not sustainable. That's all I've kept saying.
No,
I
but
celebrate goals. However, I can put it into context. When we won against Frosinone, I was like, phew, that's it. You know, you can go
I was
overboard
not
and
happy.
celebrate it, but you need to think ahead. That's it.
Yeah, but everyone who came on the channel said the same things. Like, okay, we won, but it's not sustainable. Like we said it months and months and months before this, and our run, our luck ran out, and this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. I'm so tired, of talking about it. To be honest, I have a video on tomorrow. I will be live tomorrow as well with a preview because we play Lazio again. So let's see what Allegri has to say. Actually, I'm not looking forward to what Allegri. I still need to look up when the presser is. To be honest, what time is it? Let me look it up.
When is it? Morning 11 or something?
I hope it's early because I want to have something about my day. Um, Let me see what time it is. It's There's no time, which is weird. Why is there no time?
Hmm.
There's no time still, but I know what he's gonna say. Actually, I can skip it because I know what he's gonna say. I'm 100% convinced what he's gonna say already. But let's see what it is. Yeah, thanks Anthony for joining. Thanks everybody in the chat for joining. Like I said, like the video if you're rewatching. If you haven't, on your way out, like the video. Norbert, thanks for sharing the pain again. Like,
Always.
I wish at one point we can do more funful streams,
We
but
will. We will
we
in the
will.
future
In the
at one point.
at one point, yeah, my life would be looking completely different at that point. But it is what it is. Again, people, thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow, same time.